think you could stream so
Okay,
I could see my
it's
little
recording.
lion.
Oh my god, Ari, you're
It's
so
recording.
needy.
It's recording. Okay, it's time. Okay, so okay,
Yay.
Five Nights at Freddy's. Five Nights at Freddy's started when, according to game theory, they think that as a young little Willy lit, little Aftonling, that Willy Billy went to the like a carnival or no, it wasn't a carnival. Stupid. It was like a singing bear.
I thought it was like a roadside attraction.
Yes, a roadside attraction of a singing bear, because it was like after the Great Depression or during the Great Depression when they needed like I don't know cheap thrills to not kill themselves. Yeah. So Billy Afton saw this and he was like, I love bears. And then he was like, you know what's cooler than a bear though? Like... Yeah, you know what's cooler than a bear though? A rabbit. So he went home and he blueprinted that very night.
He made a persona.
And he made his persona. And part of the reason he's evil, no one ever talks about this, but his dad actually beat him for having a persona, and instilled these hardcore, like what happened to you.
Hey, wait.
What? And anyways, so after William Afton, started to turn kind of evil from all the beatings and being a furry. He actually logged on to a really archaic version of 4chan, and on here he would post a bunch about really liking being a furry and being really Republican. And you guys know where those types of people like to hang out. That's right, children's places. So he went to a Chuck E. Cheese.
Well, we gotta call. Wait, hold on, slow down. Okay, hold on, slow down. Wait, so
what?
he was a furry and a Republican.
Yeah.
Was he like one of those like Hoi 4 players? You know?
I don't know what that is, but yes. We'll say yes.
The furry and Republican spheres, unfortunately, do kind of overlap quite a bit.
Okay.
So yeah.
So what kind of Republican are we talking here? Like, are we thinking like did he just like hate gay people? Even like.
Well, so he has a lot of like internalized like homophobia and hatred towards like other furries. He thinks he's one of the good ones because his dad beat him and instilled all these bad things. Yeah.
Oh,
yep.
Okay.
So then and so he's evil because of this. Yeah. And he eventually he's an adult and he meets his star-crossed lover Henry Miller. Henry, wonderful, great, awesome guy. He donated to charities ever since he was 2 years old. Yes, the very best. He was the best guy ever made. Let me actually bring in my associate, little Trump Jr. He was the best guy ever made. We loved Henry Miller so much. He was the best. He was the only one who showed up to his birth. His mommy didn't show up. His poppy didn't show up. Anyways, I'm trying to get at
though. He was raised by ocelots.
He was raised by ocelots. I was one of the ocelots. Meow.
Alright, whatever.
Anyways. So, point is, now they're both adults. So we've gotten past their backstories. One of them was raised by ocelots, and one of them was like...
Well, okay, we gotta... Alright.
What?
So this is the part where he... Alright, just slow down just a little bit. So this is the part he and, like, what was the guy's name? Other guy? What was his name?
William and Henry.
Yes, okay, William and Henry, right.
Oh, and Henry was a Democrat.
They wanted... Okay. Wow, this really is star-crossed lovers, huh? So Henry, from what I remember, Henry's like, he was really good at making robots, right?
So Henry was really good at making robots because he was a good person, and the better of a person you are, the better you are at programming.
That is not true.
And due to this happening...
That is not true. That is not true.
Anyways, due to this simple fact of life, as adults, right, one of them had... so Henry had Henry had Grindr, but William had Tinder. And it's actually crazy. It was a crazy thing that happened. A solar flare misplaced some of the code in Tinder, and it turned into Grindr for like 5 fucking seconds. And within those seconds, William and Henry actually matched. But they figured they actually really liked robots, so they just became normal platonic friends that moved in with each other really quickly and were like in rooms a lot when no one else was a lot together. And this platonic friendship,
okay, all right.
This platonic friendship, these two people, they like talking about robots. They went to conventions, but they had like
the furries.
Yeah, and furries, because
did they make out once or twice, maybe?
Hey, we're not at that.
Little drunk, little sober.
We're not at that part. Stop it. Stop it. Anyways,
Shove a little tongue
so
in there.
shut up.
All right, I'm sorry.
Little teeth.
Okay.
Little teeth.
Just a little bit.
Put your little carnal snail down his tube pipe. Anyways, though,
Let me show
as
you
I
what
was
it is.
saying,
Golden Freddy.
there
Sorry.
was Golden Freddy. Rah! Rah! No, I'm sorry, chat. There's no chat. This is a recording. Anyways, point is, they like each other now, and they, like they have their differences. They're platonic. Yeah, they platonically like each other. You freak. Anyways. One of them is Democrat, one of them is Republican, and they, but they still like make it work, like they both think the other one is quote unquote one of the good ones, and eventually, after like I was saying, eventually William does what alt-right furries do best and went to a Chuck E. Cheese. In that Chuck E. Cheese, he managed to look at the animatronics for 0.5 seconds, and he saw that one of them was a hot bird, and he thought to himself, that thing should be yellow. And that's really all he could think about the matter. So he went home thinking about a yellow bird, and then something else popped up in his head. His beloved little rabbit from when he was a child, his fursona that liked to wear controversial armbands.
Wait, what?
What? But anyways, though, no one knew about that. But so him and he pitches this idea to Henry. He's like, we gotta get some of these, dude. We gotta make these robots and stuff. And Henry's like, yes, whatever you say, yes. And then they go like mwah, 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 platonically. And then after that, they start a small business, and it's called Fredbear Family Diner, and it has Freddy Bear and Spring Bunny. And
Hey, where'd Freddy come from?
It's Fredbear, Freddy Fredbear, and Spring Bunny.
Right, from the okay.
Yeah. Those two
By the time
animatronics
it was just Bonnie, right? Because it wasn't spring yet.
Nah, it was Spring Bunny.
No, Spring Bunny.
Nah, it was
No, I
Spring Bunny.
thought the first one was not spring.
It was Spring Bunny.
It was Spring Bunny.
It was Spring Bunny. Anyways, though, what matters, not the names, but what matters most is that these two, their little personality ships were actually designed after their creators. So the bunny got William Afton's alt-right beliefs, and the bear got the democratic, liberal beliefs of of Henry. And
okay, no, hold on, that can't be right. What are you talking about, dude?
So when these animatronics, they performed, they sang and stuff, and kids would walk into the building and watch, and they would go, liberal.
No, they were in the suits.
Sometimes they were in the suits, but actually, the suits had the ability to turn into suits or not be suits.
No, but then they're like robots that sung on the stage, right?
Yeah, it could be robots that sung on
and then
stage.
they would go backstage, and then the people would put on the suits, and then they would wear them and interact with the children, and stuff, be like la 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 la. Yeah,
and then the first incident, not many people know this, but the first incident was not any kids dying. It was actually when William and Henry, no one could find them until one of the kids reported seeing Spring Bonnie and Freddy Bear backstage hooking up.
Okay, no,
wrestling.
No. That's not
wrestling
how that happened.
on a couch in the back.
Yep. So that was the first time the two of them got spring locked, and
that's not true. Oh my god, dude!
Is it like werewolf nodding?
After this, kind of, because fun fact that not many people know about William Afton, actually kind of similar to the Omegaverse, he actually has a his butthole is naturally lubricated.
Right.
But that doesn't really matter, We're not really getting.
We can't put this on YouTube. We can't do that.
Oh yes, I can. Anyways.
No, dude, you can't put this on.
Dude, my career's over before it even started.
Anyways, you guys are getting caught up on the little things. Jeez, we're not even at security breach, dude. Anyways, okay, I'm trying to speed through this. So, anyways, eventually, there's this thing called the security puppet, and that I think was there. And I'm pretty sure.
I got this. So basically, the thing is, Henry had a daughter, right? And so she would hang out at the restaurant, but then he wanted to make sure that his daughter Henry he didn't want his daughter to go out very far, right? So basically, he made this like little security puppet, and it would just kind of like stalk his kid and make sure she didn't get up into trouble.
Yeah, yeah. And then one day,
right,
in a drunken rage, William noticed that I can't make that joke. 1 second. William actually noticed that. No, you don't want me to make this joke at all. So, anyways, though, yeah, in a drunken rage, William looked at the child. He's like, "Hey, wait a minute. You look exactly like my father that used to beat me." And the child was like, "Well, I'm a girl, so I don't know how that works." And then he took her out back and shot her in the head. And
this is not. Oh my.
So she bled out on the ground, and when she was bleeding off of the ground, out on the ground, she had this little wristband on or whatever. And the puppet was like, "My wristband is missing." So they went outside to go collect it, and then they were like, "Oh shit, there's a dead body." So they crawled up and tried to take the wristband back, but they died before they could get it. So they died on top of her, and then they did like a Dragon Ball Z fusion dance in the afterlife and turned into one being, which was just the puppet, but again. And that's the one that goes to Five Nights at Freddy's 2 later. What is something wrong?
When this is like the poorly explained, I wasn't expecting to be like, never mind, continue.
So everything I've said is right.
Poorly explained.
Yeah. Actually, I think I've been really well articulated. So if you have any questions, get them out now.
Okay. Well, I have a lot of questions. One of which is, what are you talking about? Second of which
is Five Nights at Freddy's. It's this indie game created by Scott Cawthon.
Dude, I'm gonna choke you. I'm driving over to your house and choking you.
So that's something that cough on these nuts. I'm sorry.
I think I need to kill Karma for that one.
I'm sorry. Anyways, we're getting off topic. I can't with you people, you unprofessionals. Dead. First victim of William Afton. So, Willy Billy Chili Dilly, he goes home and he's like, "Oh man, I'm so fucking happy I killed my dad finally," not knowing it was actually secretly Henry's daughter in William's dad mask. Anyways, though, Henry's obviously distraught at this, so he immediately he takes action and he kills himself, and he never comes into the lore ever again. Moving on.
No.
William Afton, he's like, "Shit, man, I don't know why Henry did that," and he makes this new location that he calls FNAF 2. And at FNAF
2, hey Karma, what? you forgot the most crucial detail. We're recording. You forgot the most crucial detail in that he killed himself using a suicide robot that stabbed him.
Yes, he did use a suicide robot that stabbed him.
What?
Anyways, though, moving past the suicide robot that stabbed him. That is real. I will look it up right now. Suicide robot FNAF.
It's filled. Okay, not only is it a suicide robot that stabs you, created by a grieving father who just lost his daughter. It's also imbued with the
cursed energy from JJK
dolls and shit. It ate some fingers probably.
Why didn't he just shoot himself like a normal person?
Because I don't know, he's stupid
he needed
and
to be
gay.
extra sad. Anyway, this robot is filled with rage and agony, bro.
Yeah. William Afton got really mad about his secret gay lover being killing himself with a robot though. So he makes this new location specifically so he can murder children, and he decides that it's not enough kid killing, so he also gets a little side business going on with the whole circus baby,
Isn't the circus baby his daughter or something?
Not yet. It's not. We're getting there. So, speaking of William Afton, eventually, he does create a wife. Her name is fuck it. Her name's Ballora. She gives birth out of her little tutu.
It's a ballerina.
That's not how.
Yeah, exactly. It's a ballerina. And he has 3 kids. One of them is Michael Afton. One of them is obviously Evan Afton, which is the real canon name, and one of them is Elizabeth Afton. I guess we'll start with Michael and Evan. So Michael is really Michael, don't leave me here. But anyways, Michael, Michael's a real shithead. He has like a mullet and like this really shitty like mustache he refuses to shave because he claims it's all he has of his manhood. And he goes around school with a BB gun in his backpack like an asshole. And because it was like the 90s or something. Anyways, though, whenever he comes home, he likes to shoot the dog, then he likes to shoot his brother, and then he goes to his room. His brother Evan, horrible life, worst life ever. Evan Afton is sustained on MRIs, I mean, from like the army, from when Willie was in the army. Yeah, he just kind of sustains on those in the closet because they don't actually let him eat with them at the table.
Oh, wow.
He's actually part animatronic, so they're not really sure if he can eat, but he can. He just didn't tell them. I don't know. Yeah. He'll die. But anyways, that doesn't matter because he's not going to be around for very long. So one day, Evan and Michael, they go Fredbear's, and at Fredbear's, which is still open, by the way, obviously, Michael picks up his little brother and he says, "Hey, dude, you want to play that game where I throw you across the room in a random direction while, like, putting a hand over my eyes?" And Evan's like, "Oh, yes, brother, I love you, brother." And then he picks him up and like a fucking football, he's like, "Hey, guys, watch this. Woo!" And he like covers his face with one hand. And Evan just goes fucking sailing across the pizzeria directly into the jaws of...
I have never heard this explained. I think you could ask like an actual person, like a person who doesn't know how this happened, how it happened, and they could have given a more accurate explanation.
So yeah, Evan's like, I love this game, I love you, dear brother. And then he fucking sails into this bear's mouth. Michael didn't know this, but they actually didn't have the Fredbear suit working that day, so they had to replace it with a real bear that they sprayed yellow. So it was like a little agitated, and upon seeing the snack flying at its mouth at 10 miles an hour approximately, it just kind of opened its mouth and just like Kirby style, like got his powers.
No, dude.
So,
my God.
So you can imagine when William walks back into the room and sees that the bear he hired is now wearing his child's clothes. How much did he pay
the bear?
He didn't pay it. He just gives it like sardines every now and then. But anyways, so he like walks back in the room and the bear's mouth is covered in blood and it looks really guilty and it's like cowering in the corner. It's like wearing Evan's clothes.
Picking rocks.
And, like, has like Evan's like scalp on its head and it's like looking down like really fucking guilty. And William's like, "Oh, what'd you do this time, Buster?" Not really looking down at the clothes that it's wearing. And it opens its mouth.
And was having a rough day that day.
Yeah.
And it opens its mouth and he sees his dead kid and he's like, "Oh, you." He doesn't care too much though because it was just Eden. Anyways.
As well.
Later on, though, unfortunately, he does lose one of the good kids when Elizabeth very stupidly goes up to Baby and she's like, "Can I have ice cream?" And Baby is like, "Yes, let me give you ice cream, little girl." And then like extends a little hand from her like stomach that has ice cream. And then Elizabeth reaches for it and immediately she.
So did you mention exactly like what this robot was built for?
Yeah, like I was saying, William...
This was the baby killing machine.
Yeah, like I said, William made FNAF 2 to kill more kids, and then he also had his little side hustle. This was the side hustle. His little side hustle for killing more kids. But yeah, it accidentally worked on his kid, though.
Editor, throw the, what was this called? Throw the schematics of, Baby up on, Circus Baby up on screen. This stuff is insane.
I am not making Nardagetic edit this.
That's why I'm making you edit this.
No one's editing this. It is just going to be minutes and minutes of this.
No.
Anyways. So, any hoozles. What was I gonna say? Dude, you made me lose my flow.
Okay, the good child is dead.
Yes! Yeah, the good child. Yeah, so he sees that. He's like, fuck! Me when the robot I made to murder kids murders my kid? Fuck! And he, like, starts crying on the ground. And when he's doing that, Michael walks up behind him and kind of, like, kicks him. He's like, "Eat short." And just upon saying that, his dad turns around, grabs him by the neck, picks up some robo-spaghetti, shoves it down his gullet, and throws him into the streets and kicks him out.
That's not how that happens.
That's how that happens. So.
No, it's not. Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Anyways, though, moving on to after Willy Billy Chili kills some more kids just because he was kind of bored, FNAF 2 gets closed, and he's like, well, shit, how do I outdo number 2? It's like a race. Let's make a FNAF 1. So he makes FNAF 1, and he thinks it's going to be his number 1 restaurant because he put the number in it, because he's kind of dumb. And he's had, like, 3 different lobotomies by now, so there's, like, 1/4 of William Brain left in there.
I do have to confirm that is actually more accurate, yeah.
So, yeah, he thinks he keeps regenerating it by using this machine, but the machine just wipes his memories, so he assumes it works and, like, walks away.
Okay, that's not how that...
That's how it works, yeah. But anyways...
That's an old man
No,
dude.
shut up. Anyways, though, he moves on with his life. He has FNAF 1 now. Also, Circus Babies, a gas leak happens and, like, 2 people die, so he's like, ugh. So he just kind of, like, pretends like he didn't make it and walks away. Anyways, though. Back to the stuff that matters. So in FNAF 1, that Michael guy, he's an adult now. He has this Robo Spaghetti that lives inside of him, and he talks to it, and they're like totally bros. And he goes to FNAF 1. He pretends to be a security guard because he actually had some self-actualization. Turns out the Robo Spaghetti was programmed to be a therapist, so he's had like 5 or so good years of like therapy constantly in his brain. So he's actually really self-actualized now. So he goes there with like a disguise because he's like rotting a little bit, and
okay, you're right. No,
I am right. I'm always right.
No, you're right. Technically, you're getting like a solid like 30% correct, and it's pissing me off because you're getting just enough correct that I'm like, God.
Anyways.
Okay, yes, technically he is rotting at this point, and he has the Robo Spaghetti, but that's because he went down because he had like this weird like notice from his dad. It was like, hey, son, go down into the basement. Then he went down to the basement, and in the basement was like a bunch of robots like that looked like, hey, that kind of looks like my mom. Hey, that kind of looks like my sister. And then the sister told him like, hey, buddy, you should get into the evil like murder machine. And he's like, yes, sister, whatever you say, sister. And he got into the evil murder machine, and he got scooped. And then Robo
Holy LARP! What's this guy talking about?
Anyways, into the evil murder machine for your sister? Come on.
I don't have a sister. I ate my sister.
Well, speaking of eating sisters, Michael. So Michael is working this job, and he goes through all of the 5 nights, and he actually notices. He actually notices, though, in the secret back room that he only visits when he's, like, off camera. Scott told me this himself, so this is kind of, like, first time hearing it. But whenever he goes to that back room, they actually have the corpse of the bear that ate his brother. And his brother reanimates it and like, talks to him and shit. And they kind of, like, I don't know, they, like, play poker in there because Michael's, like, genuinely homeless. So they just kind of, like, chill back there. Yeah, Loker genuinely. Speaking of Kirk, we'll get there when we get to security breach, but
Kirk is not in this one.
But anyways, though, well, you know Scott, he's a good person, but he has those like he has like some Republican values,
debatable.
And it's okay. It's okay that there's a little bit of Kirk in here. It's okay. It's okay to honor a man that spoke out for. So, anyways, though, continuing on. Then Michael Afton got in a time machine, and he went back to FNAF 2, and he was like, this kind of sucks. So he got in a time machine and left, and he went to FNAF 3. And FNAF 3, we'll get to in a second, because flipping over back to where Willy Billy Chili Dilly is.
He has a DeLorean?
Yeah.
No, he does not have a DeLorean.
Anyways,
like he traveled in time?
Yeah. Anyways, though. So William, William, after he doesn't know where any of his family is, they're all dead except for Ballora, his beautiful, perfect robot maiden. He is perfectly okay with her, and there's nothing rocky going on. But for whatever reason, he never returns to Sister's location. He's at like old Fredbear's place, right? Yeah, sure, why not? He's at the old Fredbear's place, and all of the ghosts of the children that he killed, which is like easily like 100, surround him and start like kicking him. It doesn't hurt that much, but like if you've ever been kicked by 100 toddlers at the same time, it amounts to like one grown man kick. So he very slowly gets beaten to death by like 100 toddlers that are ghosts. And lying on the floor and crying, he looks over and he sees his glorious Springlocks like fursuit, and he thinks to himself, wait, Springlocks have never hurt me. Dude. So he immediately runs over, jumps inside, and laughs triumphantly as every organ inside of his body stops working the way it's supposed to, and he stops being alive. In D&D terms, This guy is now an undead. Cross his arms. Anyways, though, so now that Afton is like moldy and like stuck in this suit, he gets like dragged into like the back sealed area, and then he just kind of like takes a little nap there, and they seal him up because like the workers find him, and it's kind of like that gif of like John looking into the trash can and seeing Nermal's corpse. So they kind of just like close the room up and walk away.
You're good.
And,
this is like again like 30% correct.
But anyways, so yeah, they walk away, and then they go to wait, I'm thinking. Okay, I remember now. Yeah, so now we're at FNAF 3, and basically all the FNAFs have been dead and gone for a little bit, but some guy, some fucking like dipshit teenager in like the 2000s is like, yo, wouldn't it be so cool if we like made FNAF 3? And then his friend is like, why are you talking like that? And they build FNAF 3, and this radical awesome teenager.
Yeah, they made it like a horror.
Yeah, they made it a horror attraction because they wanted to like sell on all those dead kids.
Yeah.
So the radical hip young teenager that is not a like 40-something-year-old man in like a little skin suit of someone younger. He is the phone guy for this location. Actually, it's pretty cool. And
His sister location.
no, as Michael, and then Michael, Michael time travels at just the right time, and he looks forward and he's like, well, I'll be damned, and he sees the FNAF. That's what Michael sounds like, by the way. He sounds like this. My name is Michael Afton.
He steps out of the DeLorean like he checked
Aren't
his
they
watch.
from Ohio or something?
I'm going to come find you.
Karma, are you actually on drugs right
I'm
now?
going to come find you.
Yeah, that's what he sounds like. Yeah.
I'm going to
Just
come
in
find
time.
you.
Are you feeling okay?
My name is
Is there
Michael
a
Afton.
gas-
Hit.
Is there a
And
gas leak in your house?
that's when he goes in there. That's when he goes in. He forgets to take his schizophrenic pills because he sees like all the ghosts like attack him, and like spring traps like running all over the place.
Well, what happens is he walks in and Springtrap jumps into his office immediately and starts wiggling his fingers and going googity boogity boo, and he immediately he's like and he like falls back in his chair and starts fucking screaming because he forgot his antipsychotics, and like withered like Phantom Withered Foxy and all of these guys start like dancing in front of him doing like the fucking like Pennywise as he's like genuinely having a fucking heart attack. Luckily, halfway through the heart attack, he remembers that he doesn't have a heart anymore, so he stops having it, and he just kind of burns the places down, and then he leaves. And after burning the place down, he looks at the cut to Michael. He's sitting in his home, watching his favorite show. He's like reading the newspaper. He flips to a page, and then he like kind of like looks, and he like squints, and the little robot spaghetti in his eye enhances his vision for him and like messes with the brightness, and he sees his father still fucking alive on the newspaper, flipping him off, and he gets really fucking mad. So
He's Matthew Lillard, like still alive, like giving him the finger.
yeah, PNG of Matthew Lillard. But anyways, so he's kind of mad about that because it didn't work. This is where my memory starts to get fuzzy, so it might be a little less accurate from here on out. But so far, it has been not like completely correct. I did run this script by Scott.
Well, hold on. So now we're getting inaccurate. I want to
Little
clarify.
bit.
Now we're gonna
just like a little bit.
Just a tad.
So
okay, just now. All right, cool.
A little bit. But anyways, though, so after this FNAF game, I actually want to speak a little bit in the past on little Evan. Evan, before he died, was known. This is just something that runs in the family. Is that they're all like clinically, like genuinely psychotic, but it was it was like the 80s and 90s when they figured it out, so they didn't do anything about it back then. It was just like boys will be boys.
Yeah, they usually just like kill. They either just like killed you or shoved you in an institution. So
well, they'd like lobotomize you to like
That's
they
what
tried
they
to.
were for.
I mean, they just did that to women, like just typically. So
Yeah. Willie probably would have done that to his wife if she wasn't a robot. But anyways,
he did. Wait, hold on, hold on. I think he did do it to his wife. Have you seen those cutscenes of her just like staring blankly at the television? I think he did lobotomize his wife.
Well, she was staring blankly because she was a robot. But anyways, though,
no, not that
back
point.
to what's happening. You guys can like chat or like viewers. I want you to imagine like the camera zooms out. You can see like our feet under the table, and I'm like I kick Gabe's. Anyways.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Anyways, though, Croc, what was I saying? I lost my groove, and it's your fault.
We're talking about. This was just after Michael saw Matthew. Like, he saw Shaggy.
Right, he saw him in
news.
the news. Yes. Okay, I remember now. I remember. So, I was gonna go back and talk about Evan for a second because Evan actually used to have these horrible.
Get Evan off the menu.
Evan had horrible nightmares, but psych out, we're actually going to talk about Michael's horrible nightmares. Because Scott decided to rewrite it, oh yeah! So, that game that was definitely not about Evan, on the brink of death, that was actually about Michael. And you know what Michael was doing back then? He was actually surviving as, little thing I didn't include, they had these things called Gassy Wednesdays, where basically their father would turn this big pump in the middle of the living room in like this pillar, and in these little like devices throughout the house, fucking gas would start to like leak out, and then he put some like illusion discs on these animatronics and just kind of let them like roam free, and he would sit like in his little home office, and he would watch his children scream and run away from the animatronics that were not harmful. Because of the hallucinogenic gas, and it was just really fucking funny. Like he was like slapping his big fat belly.
Was this the fourth one?
What?
This
But anyways,
is actually real lore.
Anyway, it's all real lore. God, jeez, you guys don't know Scott.
Hero.
Just continue.
You don't know Scott like I do. Sigh. Anyways, but we can continue like forwards in the story now. Finally, it's time for FNAF 6. Wait, did Custom Night come out before 6?
Okay, Custom Night is no. Custom Night came out after 6.
Okay, yeah.
Custom Night is Afton and Hell after that.
Yeah. Hey, whoa, spoilers, jeez. But anyways,
It's
so
like 10 years
FNAF
old,
6.
dude.
But FNAF 6. So Michael. Michelle Obama decides that he wants to go and try to apply for this thing to like be a Fazbear's location owner, because he's like, hey, what the heck, who's pulling the strings of this place nowadays? So he goes over, he's like, what's happening here, what the heck, who could possibly be here? And he applies, does all the stuff. He wears his signature yellow bear mask that everyone depicts him in because it is very canon. And sorry, William was getting to me. But anyways, it was the Glitchtrap mind virus. But anyways, he works there. He builds this pizzeria. It's awesome and it's very cool. But then on the final night there, after salvaging these like really creepy creatures, like one of them was like a British green rabbit that he did not recognize whatsoever, that kept like calling him slurs for some reason. He doesn't know who that is though. Couldn't be his dad because their head's too fucking big. But there's also Circus Baby. She's there. It's his sister. She's just kind of like, what's up? And he's like, what's up? And then that's kind of really all that happens. Yeah, they don't even catch up. They're just kind of like, what's up? And then that's really it. Anyways, though, luckily they can all catch up in hell as it's revealed. As you look forward at the monitor, you can see a silhouette, and then Henry rips the mask off, and it's Henry, but like really fucking gross and old. And he's like, well, I've lured you into a labyrinth of sounds and smells and misdirections.
Transmission terminated.
No. Connection terminated. And I throw like a rocket at Pineapple and then I keep talking. Anyways.
Help.
Shut up! Shut the fuck up!
Okay, I'm sorry. I won't act up again. I promise.
Please. I'm sorry. Anyways.
This is the secret junior boss battle.
Anyways, though, Henry's single. He's like, I'm actually a pretty cool guy, so I decided I didn't want any of you to be alive because you're all very traumatizing. And everyone died. Everyone in that building died. Everyone died.
So his like robot he built to stab him didn't do his job because he was still alive.
Yeah, he was alive, but like really old and scarred up. He didn't tell Charlie about this though. Charlie exists, but like.
That's the puppet, right? That's the puppet.
Yeah, that's the puppet. Yeah, that's the puppet. But
she got killed by Willie back like in the back alley while Henry wasn't looking.
Yeah, but in an alternate universe, she didn't, and got to get traumatized by him getting stabbed.
In another timeline.
But we're not covering that timeline in this video, so if you were looking forward to that timeline, You're like halfway through the video, so click off or don't.
Well, we're halfway through. Oh, I'm gonna kill myself.
Anyways, so
that's it. I'm gonna go get ice cream.
Continuing on.
Well, we got a robot for that, Dad.
I am a fucking architect! Anyways, though. What was I going to say? Right, so, yeah, everyone dies and goes to hell for now. And speaking of hell, it's time for, in hell, William Afton is put in the torment nexus by this other kid that was, like, not associated, like, affiliated with anything. That, like, so basically...
Was it some rando?
No, not a rando. So back in the day, when Jingle Jingle, when there was this, like Golden Bear, when he was doing like standing in for Fredbear.
Yeah, Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, he kind of like walked off and like ate a kid. So the kid comes back and is now like completely blaming William for all of it.
He just like eats another kid, and that kid comes back like in Doomsday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. It's not. Don't call it Doomsday. In Avengers Doomsday. Anyways,
Cassidy will return.
Cassidy.
Doomsday.
Dude,
So what does this kid do? Like, so this kid puts him in the GameCube of Torment.
Yep. Torment.
Okay.
Nexus, yeah.
He locks his soul in a GameCube, but the kid is also stuck in the GameCube while doing it, and it's actually like really deep because for as long as he torments him, he's stuck in the GameCube.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Michael.
And the guy.
Michael goes to biblical heaven though because he was like because he was like sick with it.
He didn't murder children.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Didn't
he
he
kind
throw
of
like
killed
a
one.
perfect spiral forward pass? Like,
Okay, that
to
was an
that bear?
accident.
That was an accident. Yeah, that was an
an
accident. And to be
That
honest,
wasn't
dude, if he didn't get turned into like a rotting corpse later on, he probably would have been on like I don't know the Broncos or something. But anyways,
yes, it wasn't his fault, but then he like burned a couple
Got turned
buildings
to
down.
spaghetti.
yeah,
And he burned a couple buildings down, and God was like, you know what, you chill.
yeah, yep, exactly, yep. God was like,
God like Arthur. Okay.
yeah, God was like, God damn, you burnt those bridges. Good job, pat, and he gave Mike like a little pat on the head.
No,
that was
he sounds like Morgan Freeman.
I can't do that voice, so
I also.
I don't think anyone knows how to do that voice. But anyways,
He sounds like this.
what matters?
Moving on.
Moving on. What matters is that Morgan Freeman and William Afton are now both trapped in the GameCube and in hell. So,
Right.
yeah. So that's what's happening there.
Guys, I have a burrito.
So moving past them, that's nice. You're gonna die in 7 days. But moving on.
So what happens after this?
Yeah. Moving on. I'm thinking. So
Well,
the
this is just
Fazbear
when the,
Entertainment brand, right?
yeah.
They move on without the family. They're like, hey, we're sorry. We're putting this behind us. And you know what? To commemorate this, here's a VR game of every horrible tragedy that's happened. Do you want to get eaten by a bear in VR? Why don't you
Are they
experience the trauma of Little Evan?
Well, okay, it was kind of like a little bit of that, and it's kind of like he was haunted by digital Afton.
And also, none of this is real. And we're also really scared. And this is like in the ad. We're also kind of scared because, rumor has it, someone actually scanned in the brain chip of that old suit that they found. And rumor has it, we might be haunted. So, submit to Glitchtrap, download this, go look, buy our game, and then
So wait. So they made like a battle royale of all of like the atrocities and child murders.
Yes,
and then Shaggy like got scanned in there.
So and then Shaggy got scanned in there, and then also they realized this, like they found out, and they said, all right, we're gonna put this in the advertisement and have it as like a selling point.
Yeah.
So they turned a demon into a DLC essentially.
Yes.
Guys, that's what I'm gonna do when I make my games.
They turned a ghost into like extra downloadable content.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Speaking
that
of
sounds like something a company would do now. That
using the
makes sense.
ghost thing as a segue, two of the people working on this game, one of them, her first name was Tape and her last name was Girl. So Miss Tape Girl here approached her friend, I don't know, his name was like Jeremy or some shit. She's like
George.
She's
Georgie
like
or something.
She's like, hey Jer Bear, you wanna try
Don't
this
ever.
this headset on? And Jeremy
Bear.
Jeremy Fitzgerald is like, well, yes, my compatriot, I would love to. I love being an established character. So he puts the headset on, and she walks away, and she's like, all right, don't do anything stupid. And when she comes back, let's just say there was a ghost in the show. and he, so Jeremy's, like, on the ground, like, Peter Griffin death pose, his face, like, plastered on the wall somewhere else, he's, like, fucking twitching. So she's like, I think something's wrong with this game. So she walks off to go tell her manager, and her manager's like, I don't know. And that's really all she gets out of that. So that's all that really happens there. So she goes, like, a little crazy. She's, like, a long-lost descendant of the Afton family, so she has, like, schizophrenia, too. And she goes a little insane. And there might be a little rabbit in there tormenting her, possibly made of some of Afton's brain code. But what matters...
And she's also the rabbit.
She's
Don't worry about it.
That's not
the virtual
same person.
boy like killed this guy, and then he.
It's what's
you know what? You're right, Radagon. The tape girl she loves it so much. She's like, hey, let's get out of this VR stuff.
Yeah,
I think I need to make a bunny persona. And she gets this amazing idea from no one in particular, and she goes out and she starts to turn into a scene girl as some emails go back and forth. And they're like, hey, is it me or has Vanessa been going to a lot of raves lately? And everyone else is like, I don't know.
Yep, girl, yeah.
And then they're like, hey, is it me or Vanessa? Rainbow hair, rainbow bracelets, and everyone's like, I don't know. And then eventually, well, the game stops being relevant. You know, people stop getting recommended it in their YouTube feed, and the people at FNAF Corp are like, fuck! And they start looking around like, fuck, we lost it all!
It's just like karma with her views.
You wanna go? You wanna stay? You wanna step outside?
Yeah, and then Wario hires Jane to watch over the restaurant.
No! Bro.
That's Fredbear, Anyways. Yeah, Jane can be here. The camera like pans over and like Jane's like dead body rotting in the corner.
Dude, it's Jane Juliet.
Oh my god, it's Jane Juliet, and like she's just rotting, so she can't.
Who the fuck is Jane?
It's Jane Doe.
You know who Jane is?
Dude, you
Jane
don't know
Doe?
Jane Doe. Jane October.
I don't think she knows her lore, guys.
I don't think you.
This is not the point of the video.
Anyways, yeah. Sorry, people in the video. Anyways, what matters most is at the end of the day. They decided that if they're going to go down, they're going to go down with a fight. So, after wrestling from the U.S. government, a territory, and a lot of money, Fazbear Entertainment creates the Pixaplex with a bunch of money from fuck-ass nowhere.
Yeah, I don't know.
And
I don't know where they got the money.
I know where. I literally
Patreon.
just said where they got it from.
They got it from their Patreon and their Twitch streams.
That too, yeah.
It's the OnlyFans account.
Speaking of, hey guys, if you want to support me, not that I care or anything, scratch his head, you can support me on Patreon or become a channel member. I'm broke! Anyways.
You need to work on your, you know what, never mind, continue.
I'm gonna stop you right there.
Anyways, though, so, yeah, moving on, the Pizzaplex is built, and then Vanessa is like, can I be security guard? And, she's like, wait, actually, who the fuck is in charge of this place? And she, like walks into like the big boss lady's office, and the lady puts the clipboard down, and who is it? None other than fucking Ballora in a business suit. She waves, and she introduces herself as the head. And then she looks, and she's like, you're like, you vaguely look like my daughter. Are you possessed? And then Vanessa's like, yeah. And then they're like sick, and they like dap each other up, and then she like goes home with like a new, guard job. Yeah, and Vanessa, aka Tape Girl, but she like switched her name now to Vanessa Shelley.
Yeah, just don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. But yeah, she starts like working here, and she in her alter ego Vanny starts like killing kids and stuff. Because killing kids, that's like that's what they like to do in the FNAF
family business.
It's a family business, and she's kind of been like adopted by the ghost of an old Republican. So yeah.
That is true.
She starts killing people. She's like she's like holding a knife, like looks over one shoulder. Should I do it? And then Afton nods, like yes, kill it. And she looks at her other shoulder at like Ronald Reagan or some shit. There's just like a glimmer in his eye, and he winks, and she like nods and just starts killing the kid. Anyways,
you know what? Yeah.
So
that's real.
Due to the properties of trickle-down economics in Vanessa Shelley's presence, a lot of kids start dying.
The murder trickles down to them.
Yeah. Much like the economics, the blood was trickling down the steps. People start to investigate, and eventually, this little kid named Gregory is like, I I think I could crack the case. And smash cut to Gregory, like in a basement being brainwashed and screaming. Gregory gets replaced with a robot child because Matt Pat said so. And the scary robot.
Yeah,
Shut up!
Wait, what about the Glamrock guy? The Glamrock
don't worry.
Freddy.
We're in a minute.
If I wasn't chained to this wall, you guys would be dead. You'd be in ribbons.
Growling at me, bro.
Maybe I will get Nardagetic to edit this just so they can put more growling in.
You gotta open the book back up. Let's get back on track.
Anyways, opens book, blows dust directly into Gabe's eyes. Okay, so as I was saying, this kid is replaced with a robot, and Robot Gregory, now going by the code name GGY, starts beating all of the arcade machine games because he's so fucking good at it, because he is an arcade machine. Touch-tone telephone. No, wrong song. Cabinet Man. Anyways, though. Any Lemon Demon fans, What?
I'm killing you for that one, dude.
Any Lemon Demon fans in the chat?
That's like Neil's sister, right?
I gotta be real. I lost track of what's been happening.
Dude, it's literally it's security breach. Okay, fine. I'll bring it back on track. So at the start of security breach,
it's a little slow.
At the start of security breach, basically what happens is Gregory's like, I think I can crack the case about all of these like kids going missing, and then immediately smash cut to Gregory screaming and like being lobotomized and turned into a robot in the basement.
Right.
And then Gregory is now a double agent, codenamed GGY, and he's beating all the arcade machines because it's fun. And as all this is happening, he decides, hey, actually, I have like a fucking viewport thingy. I should probably like let a game happen here. So he turns his little viewport on and he starts like playing the game and doing all of Security Breach. But he actually doesn't have a very good CPU, so it's like a really, really bad game. So unfortunately, after that flop, what happens is the United States government. You know how I said that like FNAF Corp secured like a territory and started going against them? The government not really a big fan of that, so entire place nuked. Everyone fucking dies, other than obviously the key important characters. Well, Gregory gets blown up, but everyone else is basically fine. All the Glamrocks, I mean, like they're there. There's Michael decides for like 5 minutes he'll inhabit Freddy to say like 2 cryptic lines, then leaves. But anyways, though, after that whole ordeal, it comes time for FNAF Ruin, when another little girl, I believe her name was Cassie.
Cassie. Cassandra.
Cassatrass. Yeah. Her favorite is actually the correct option, which is Roxanne Wolf, which is very cool. The Chad Roxanne Wolf helps her throughout the game despite being heavily injured, and she's awesome.
She's missing both her eyes.
Yeah, she's missing her eyes. But anyways. Oh, I also forgot to mention that Freddy and Bonnie were gay lovers, but Glamrock Montgomery Gator is also, like right-wing, and so he kind of like ripped Bonnie apart. But anyways, that really doesn't matter as much to the lore. What matters is that, Cassie is lured and then gets killed as well, and that's basically all that game amounts to. There's also like this big thing named like MXES. We'll get to that in a second, okay? We have to do backtracking. We'll get there, okay? We'll get there. Wait, I'm thinking. I don't think anything else has come out since. Okay, we're getting there now. So, back in the day, jingle jingle, there was this place called Murray's Costume Manor. A man named Edwin Murray, renowned computer scientist and robot fucker. He really liked places like Disney World and like Imagineering. So he was like, I think I'll make a Disney World that's like kind of not that good. So he made Disney World that's kind of not that good, but it was too long of a title, so he called it Edward Murray's Costume. Who even cares anymore, man? What matters is that he made the place, and then fucking 70s Netanyahu bombed the whole fucking place, and this big-ass robot, like, killed him or some shit. I don't know. He had a thing going on. There was a whole thing going on. He was like... he had like his wife and his kid, but he was kind of like a workaholic. He was kind of like a bitch, and because he was a bitch, his wife was like, "Huh, honey, you're being kind of a bitch today," and he was like, huh, "No," like cross his arms and stamp his foot. And after a bit, this became too much, so Fiona decided to die, and she stopped existing at Fall Fest. And continuing on, he was like, "Fuck, I wish I had a wife, fuck," and he looks over at like the big humanoid robot that can shift to be whatever he wants, and he gets an idea.
Oh no.
And he scratches his chin, and his smirk goes up a few pixels into his eye. And he goes, "Ah." And, yeah, so he now has a robot wife. His kid grows up with a robot mom. I'm kind of scared of her at first, but it's okay, because who needs kids? Why not just have a robot kid? So eventually, his kid is transfixed on this ball, right? This bouncy ball, and it bounces into the road, and he's like, "My name is David," and he like chases after the ball, and then he gets like ran over by like some guy. He gets ran over by William Afton.
Of course.
Yeah. Old Willy Billy strikes again. And after getting ran over and flattened and turned into a pancake, he decides, with nothing else around him, that he should probably just, like, inhabit the little tiger plushie that he had. Or no, it was like a tiger suit. I don't know. He fucking haunts the whole place. He's like a goddamn poltergeist. That is like one crazy-ass kid spirit. But anyways. So yeah, this place is fucking haunted. The Mystery Gang definitely visited it, like, once or twice. And being haunted and having a robot kid and robot wife isn't the best for your health. Luckily, Edward Murray was just that guy, so he was pretty chill with it until one of the robots said that they didn't feel like role-playing, picked him up, and just kind of squeezed the life out like a Capri Sun. So, with his brain matter splattered about and room exploded for some reason, Netanyahu, parentheses, the mimic got out. Wait, no it didn't. That's not true. Sorry, that happens in a little bit. Now, Arnold, this guy named Arnold, just some guy, genuinely just some guy, goes here and he's like, I sure do love working for this company. And the guy on the phone's like, yeah. So he goes inside and he's like, man, what crazy wacky adventure am I getting up to today? And the guy on the phone's like, well, there's a guy in the building that's gonna kill you. Good luck. You get $20 if you live. And he's not very happy about this. So Arnold here, he just, I don't know, he's kind of just that guy. He somehow makes it through everything. He beats the mimic in a fist fight. He like wraps its arm around its neck, but unfortunately, in the end, because of like plot armor or something, I don't know, the mimic just kind of like crashes his car when he's leaving, and then he like runs his pockets, like fully just robs this man and runs off with the money. I don't know what that's about. There was also this like thing down there. It was like this weird creepy tomb of like his wife, but like mechanical. It was actually pretty fucking sick. She's scary as fuck. And then she gets like digivolved into like MXES later on. We don't really know where the series is gonna go from here on out. There's like probably a few more things, but I don't know. We're kind of like in a stagnant spot.
I can't believe Will Smith would cause all this.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the FNAF lore, as I can recall. Any closing statements before I hit stop recording?
But yeah, what about the books or like Into the Pit? Like all those, all those things.
No.
What about the movies?
No. they can comment if they want that.
Have you?
Huh? Okay, goodbye. Goodbye, every pony.